Good evening, everyone. This is TCN English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Nuhoi Kim Kongsai. First, the headlines. India celebrates 76th anniversary of Republic Day. Protests against border fencing plan in Chandel district held. Manipur government establishes anti-extortion cell to address extortion-related activities. News in detail. On 26 January, India celebrates its Republic Day, one of the country's most significant dates, marking the coming into force of its constitution. This year, the celebration is special as it commemorates the 76 years of the Constitutions of India. The central theme of the event, Swarnim Bharat, Virasat Aur Vikas, Golden India, a legacy of heritage and progress, highlights the country's cultural legacy and developmental achievements. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the central event of the celebrations along with President Draupadi Murmu. Earlier in the day, the Indian Prime Minister extended Republic Day greetings to the nation through social media. The celebration began with a demonstration of the national flag accompanied by an interpretation of the national anthem, according to IANS, a partner of TV BRICS. A highlight was the presence of Indonesia's President Prabowo Subianto as the chief guest. This was his first state visit to India. Prabowo also attended an official reception hosted by President Murmu at Rashtrapati Bhavan, the presidential residence. The Ministry of External Affairs stressed that President Prabowo's visit will strengthen the India-Indonesia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Indonesia, now a member of the BRICS group, expressed its gratitude to India for supporting its accession to the grouping of emerging economies. India Ambassador to Russia Vinay Kumar, in an exclusive interview with TV BRICS, said Indonesia is a strategic partner and a maritime neighbor with which India shares long-standing cultural and civilizational ties. Russian President Vladimir Putin expressed congratulations, emphasizing the Indian constitution's importance and the development of relations between the two countries. India's Republic Day commemorates the coming into force of its constitutions in 1950. The 76th Republic Day was celebrated with great fervor at public ground Yangtam Lamkai in Churchampur. The event saw Darun Kumar as Deputy Commissioner of the district unfurling the national flag and receiving the Rashtriya Salute as the chief guest from 23rd March past contingents, including BSF, civil police, NCC cadets, and school students. In his address, the Deputy Commissioner commended the tireless efforts and achievements of various departments in the district. He dedicated the Best DEO Award, which he received during the National Voters' Day program in Delhi, to all those who have worked diligently to strengthen grassroots democracy. He emphasized that with teamwork, sincerity, and a shared vision, nothing is impossible. Highlighting public relief efforts, the DC mentioned that the administration has facilitated over 2,100 displaced students from DMU or MU and allied colleges to continue their educations and obtain essential documents. He confirmed that examinations had been conducted successfully. The Deputy Commissioner also praised the Health Department achievements in securing the highest rank in the Family Planning Logistic Management Information System. Additionally, Lamka South TD block achieved 100% saturations under the ABP program of Niti Aayog, securing the first rank in Zone 1, Hilly Northeast and Islands. Addressing the public, he urged civil society organizations and the citizens of Churchampur to dream big, work hard, and embrace innovations and entrepreneurship with all while cherishing their cultural heritage. He encouraged reflections on the contributions to the values of the founding fathers of the nations and their vision. The ceremony also included the distributions of commendations to 53 government officials and staff, 56 police or security forces and NGOs or organizations for their contributions to public service and the district administrations. Awards and trophies were presented to winners and runners-up of the wall painting competitions of the Road Safety Month 2025 campaign. Showcasing of cultural items by students of JMV, Kenjiya Vidyalaya, soulful rendering of patriotic songs by Muan Hangzhou, and bamboo dance from Mar Youth Associations were other highlights of the event. Under the aegis of District Administration's Gangpokpi, the 76th Republic Day 2025 had been celebrated at Brigadier Thomas Ground Gangpokpi yesterday. In the program, Mahesh Chaudhary, IAS Deputy Commissioner Gangpokpi as chief guest in the function. Respected Chief unfurled the national flag and general salute has been given by the police contingent. All the department officers and staff were present in the functions, and in recognition of their duties and good work, some of the office staff and police officers and personnel were also awarded appreciation certificates from the DC. Moreover, 23 parade contingents from different departments, society, and schools were participating in the function. After the unfurling of the national flag by the chief case, merging of parade contingents has been followed. And the parade commander in today's functions is Abhinav IPS SDPO GSPM Gangpokpi. Cultural dances were performed by different communities in the district yesterday. And so Kumang Baite MCS ADC Gangpokpi say that there are more than 2,000 people present in the celebrations of the 76th India Republic Day program in Brigadier Thomas Ground Gangpokpi district. On the occasions of India's 76th Republic Day, the Committee on Tribal Unity called to extend its heartfelt greetings to the nations, urging citizens to reflect deeply on the state of democracy and justice in the country. Delivering a powerful message at a press conference, Kotu spokesperson Angie Lun Kipgen highlighted the pressing challenges faced by the Kulkiza community in Manipur and underscored the importance of upholding the principles enshrined in the Constitution. Kipgen described Republic Day as a celebration of India's liberations from colonial rule, calling it a rebirth of the nations from colonial tyranny. He emphasized that the day also serves as a testament to India's pluralism, symbolizing unity and diversity for all citizens, irrespective of religion, caste, or political aspirations. Republic Day reminds us of our Constitution's enduring ideals, which have been the foundations of our democracy, Kipgen stated. However, true progress can also be only achieved when governance is devoid of nepotism, free from autocratic tendencies, and rooted in accountability and justice. Reflecting on the Kulkiza community's experiences, Kipgen detailed the persecutions they have faced over the past 21 months in Manipur. Despite these adversities, he reaffirmed their unwavering allegiance to the nation, stating that we don't need to prove our patriotism. What we need is justice and recognition of our constitutional rights. The Kotu spokesperson also called for unbiased reporting from mainstream media, urging them to prioritize ground realities over curated narratives. He reiterated that the demand for governance under Article 239A of the Constitution, describing it as essential for achieving peace and justice in the region. Kipgen's address concluded with an appeal to uphold democratic values. India's democracy thrives when leaders remain accountable and governance adheres to the principles and vision by our forefathers, he said. Jai Hind, long live the Republic, Kipgen declared, reaffirming Kotu's steadfast commitment to the nation. A large group of Kulki people from the border villages of India staged a massive protest today against the government's proposal to construct border fencing. The rally, which began in Multan village located just a stone's throw from Myanmar, traveled a long distance to culminate near the 17th Assam Rifle Camp in Multan. The protest was organized by several local groups including the Kuki Chief Associations KSCA Chandil, the Committee on Indo-Myanmar Border Fencing KSO Chandil, and the Kuki MP Chandil. The rally commenced at the village cemetery, with the official launch led by KSCA President Tang Samang. Protesters carried placards bearing slogans such as "We oppose the proposed constructions of border fencing. Border fencing isolates our families and communities, and stop implementations of border fencing projects." The crowd also chanted "We oppose border fencing constructions and stop border fencing constructions," while a large banner read "Protest against constructions of Indo-Myanmar border fencing." A memorandum was also submitted to Union Home Minister Amit Shah outlining the protesters' objections to the border fencing plan. Tang Samang expressed frustrations at the government's stance, stating that despite multiple appeals, the central government is pressing ahead with the process. He emphasized that the community would not accept the constructions of the border fencing in the area. Tang Samang further explained that while discussions had taken place with district officials and other authorities, the survey for land compensations had been carried out without proper consultations with local landowners or village chiefs. He criticized the government for discreetly transferring compensations funds to Deputy Commissioner's account, which the local people strongly oppose. The government is determined to construct the border fencing at any cost, Tang Samang said. However, we will fight this decision with all our might. He also voiced concern about cultural and social impact of the fencing, stating that the people of the area have lived borderless for generations. The constructions of the fencing would, in his view, sever their ties with their ethnic relatives across the border, complicating social interactions and potentially damaging long-standing relationships with communities in Myanmar. The SBI Rural Self-Employment Training Institute RSETI in Pearson Lamka launched a 10-day poultry training program for women on Republic Day, January 26, 2025. This special program was organized by Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India, as part of India's 76th Republic Day celebrations. The training program theme, Swarnim Bharat, Virasat or Vikas, aimed to equip women with skills in poultry farming. SBI RSETI Director Thang Byakchington Singh interacted with 153 RSETI centers across India through video conference to discuss the poultry training program. According to Director Thang Byakchington Singh, the SBI RSETI in Lamka provides various training programs to help unemployed youth in Manipur become self-employed. The institute offers training in different trades and skills, enabling trainees to become entrepreneurs. The 10-day poultry training program covered topics such as poultry farming, animal health, and entrepreneurship. On the final day of the training program, a question paper will be set by the board members from Mumbai, and the trainees will take an examination based on the training they receive. Certificates will be awarded to the trainees based on their performance, with the ranking determined by their percentage score. The training program was conducted by instructors Kamsang Lian and Tango Lin, with 65 participants from the second batch. The participants were members of self-help groups and internally displaced persons (IDPs). The government of Manipur has announced the establishment of a dedicated integrated anti-extortion cell under the Home Department, effective Sunday. In a release issued by the Chief Secretary of Manipur, Prasant Kumar Singh, the initiative aims to create an effective and robust response mechanism to address demands and extortion-related activities, ensuring the safety and security of the public. The Chief Secretary stated that the anti-extortion cell comprises representatives from the State Police, Central Armed Police Forces, CAPF, and Assam Rifles or Army. The toll-free number for the anti-extortion cell is 1-800-202-3326, operational 24/7. Reports have indicated that various individuals, including government officials, have been threatened with severe consequences through calls or messages or letters from unlawful organizations if extortion demands are not met. These activities pose a significant threat to the law and order situations in the state, the release stated. The state government earnestly appeals to the public, including government officials, to report any such cases of threats or extortion, calls, messages, or demand letters to the Integrated Anti-Extortion Cell to the toll-free number 1-800-202-3326. Upon receiving a report, the cell will coordinate with the relevant police stations to take appropriate action. The public is also advised to avoid visiting unsafe locations, the release added. The government of Manipur also seeks the full cooperation of its citizens in combating these unlawful activities and remains committed to safeguarding everyone from such disturbing demands and extortion. A Col Level Symposium competitions on the UN theme of the World Wetlands Day 2025, Protecting Wetlands for Our Common Future, was held at the Menglong College last Saturday, 25/1/2025. The event was organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell (IQSC) of the college in collaboration with the Directorate of Environment and Climate Change, Government of Manipur. Dr. Kintuizinang Mariammei, principal of the college, gave the opening remarks, and Namsuray Thomas Kamei, coordinator, IQSC, proposed the concluding remarks of the event. Dr. Ninglu, professors and HOD Political Science, and NG Tuakel Lung were the jury members. The competition was moderated by Po Khang Guang, guest faculty. Po Chamdin Liu Nyumai of BSc third semester was declared the winner, and she will represent the college at the state level competition to be held on 30 January 2025 at Imphal. Winners and participants were given a trophy and an appreciation certificate each. The event was attended by staff and students of the college. A massive wildfire broke out this morning in the river belt of Tawang River, threatening Sakir village and nearby areas in Arunachal Pradesh, Tawang district. The fire, which erupted between 10 and 10:30 a.m., quickly spread to the strong winds and dry conditions, posing a significant threat to the village and surrounding areas. However, timely interventions by the Lungla administrations with the support of the Sashatra Sima Bal, SSB, Indian Army personnel, local police, and residents successfully contained the fire near the village and residential buildings, preventing potential loss of lives and property. Although the fire has been controlled near the village, it continues to burn in the jungle due to the challenging terrain. All agencies are on high alert to prevent further spread. In charge, Additional Deputy Commissioner Amu Nungnumara and District Disaster Management Officer Genden Somu are leading the coordination efforts on site. The administration has urged the public to stay vigilant and report any further developments or incidents to the authorities immediately. A devastating wildfire has torn through the Charmadi Ghat in Mudigir Taluk, Chikamagaluru district, ravaging hundreds of acres of forest. The region, known for its steep hills and dense forests, has seen the destruction of vital solar forests, which plays a critical role in retaining water and maintaining streams throughout the year. The blast broke out near the Anapa Swami Temple in Charmadi Ghat, rapidly consuming vast stretches of forest land. This is the second major fire in the area in just a week. Last week, a fire in the bamboo rich forest had already caused significant damage, and last night, 24 January, another fire reignited, spreading across hundreds of additional acres. Firefighters and forest officials raced to the scene, but the blast was difficult to contain due to the challenging terrain. While they managed to extinguish the flames along the roadside, they faced immense difficulty reaching the steeper, more inaccessible part of the gut. The steep slopes and rough terrain prevented them from fully containing the fire, leaving large swaths of the forest at risk. The wildfire spread over a 10-kilometer stretch, creating panic among local residents. Many expressed frustrations, alleging that forest officials arrived nearly 2 hours after the fire broke out, delaying the response. When they arrived, the officials alongside firefighters and locals began efforts to battle the flames, but the steep and rugged landscape made the task daunting. Germany, with its towering hills, deep valleys, and diverse ecosystem, is home to countless animals, birds, and rare plant species. The fire in the higher altitudes of the region presented particular challenges for the firefighting teams, as fire trucks and personnel are unable to access these areas. The strong winds in the elevated regions further fueled the fire spread, making control efforts even more difficult. Despite these obstacles, coordinated efforts between firefighters, forest officials, and local residents led to the successful containment of the fire by 10 a.m. this morning, 25 January. However, the scale of destructions and the threat to wildlife in the region remain a matter of concern. The damage to the forest, especially the rear solar forest, is expected to have long-term environmental consequences, further endangering the biodiversity of the area. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami today, January 27, unveiled the notifications for the implementations of the Uniform Civil Code (UCC) in the state. As part of the initiative, he released the rules associated with the UCC and also launched a dedicated portal created for the mandatory online registrations of marriages, divorce, and live-in relationships. Uttarakhand has become the first Indian state to implement the Uniform Civil Code. The UCC is designed to promote legal equality by ensuring that people from all castes, religions, and communities are governed by the same set of laws in personal matters such as marriage, divorce, inheritance, and property rights. The Uttarakhand Chief Minister has become the first person to register on the UCC portal. The event took place in the auditorium at Dhami's official residence called Mukhya Sevak Sadan, in the presence of his ministerial colleagues and a host of senior officials. On the implementations of UCC, the Uttarakhand Chief Minister said that the Uniform Civil Code implementation is not to target any religion, and emphasized that it is a legal instrument to end all evil practices. He further said that the UCC will end discriminations against women and protect the rights of children. If the credit for this goes to anyone, it goes to the people of Devbhoomi Uttarakhand, who blessed us and formed our government. Today, by implementing UCC in Uttarakhand, we are paying our true tribute to the makers of the Constitution, Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, and all the respected members of the Constituent Assembly. The Uniform Civil Code has been fully implemented in Uttarakhand from this very moment, and the constitutional and civil rights of all the citizens of the state of Uttarakhand have become equal. And from this very point, women of all religions have got equal rights. Uniform Civil Code is a constitutional measure to end discriminations. Through this, an attempt has been made to give equal rights to all citizens. With its implementation, women's empowerment will be ensured in the true sense. Through these, evils like halala, polygamy, child marriage, triple talaq, etc. can be completely stopped. We have kept our scheduled tribes mentioned under Article 342 of the Constitution out of this code so that those tribes and their rights can be protected. On this occasion today, I would like to clarify again that the Uniform Civil Code is not against any religion or section. There is no questions of targeting anyone, CM Dhami said. Fighting broke out between democratic forces and junta forces near border pillars 86 and 87 in the Tamil district of Myanmar, specifically in the areas of Tawang and Mintar. The region is known to be inhabited by various militant groups, including the Manipur Meitei militants, Sani Nationalities Army SNA, PUSOT, and the Myanmar Army. The democratic forces comprising the KNAB, KIA, and PDF reportedly overran the junta forces came in the area. Unfortunately, 3 members of the democratic forces were injured by a Lebanon explosion, according to the reports. This conflict is part of a larger ongoing struggle between the democratic forces and the junta forces in Myanmar. On December 12, 2024, the 34 prisoners who fled from PDF Mule Tit jail, junta forces ran to the camp at Mintar and Daising camp. The areas of Bashu, Mintar, Daisang, and Tungchu are all located in the Tamil district near the India-Myanmar border. These regions share borders with Indian districts, including Tingnopal, Yanganpok, Marangtel, Narum, Saibul, and Kamsong. Israeli forces yesterday killed 3 people and wounded 31, trying to return to homes in South Lebanon, where Israeli troops remained on the ground after a deadline for their withdrawal passed, the Lebanese Ministry of Public Health said. Israel has said that it intended to keep troops in the south beyond yesterday's deadline, stipulated in the U.S. broker ceasefire that halted last year's war with Hezbollah, and on Saturday ordered residents not to return until further notice. The deal stipulated that Israeli forces withdraw from the south as the Iran backed Hezbollah's weapons and fighters were removed from the area, and the Lebanese army deployed within a 60-day period which ended yesterday morning. However, Israel has said that the terms have not been fully enforced by the Lebanese state, while Lebanon's U.S.-backed military on Saturday accused Israel of procrastinating in its withdrawal. Hezbollah Al-Manar television, broadcasting from several locations in the south, showed footage of residents moving towards villages in defiance of Israeli orders, some holding the group's flag, and images of Hezbollah fighters killed in the war. The Lebanese Health Ministry said 1 person was killed in the village of Hola, another in Aitaron, and a third in Blida as a result of what it described as Israeli attacks on citizens while they were trying to enter their still-occupied towns. The Israeli military had no immediate command on the reported casualties. An Israeli military spokesperson wrote on X that Hezbollah was trying to heat up the situation, adding that the Israeli arm would in the near future inform them of places to which they can return. Hezbollah, weakened by Israel during the war, has put the onus on the Lebanese state to ensure Israel's withdrawal, describing Israel's failure to withdraw on time as a violation of the agreement. "We are in our land, and the enemy is on the land, is the one who turned against the agreement and violated the agreement. And thus, the people are the ones who are liberating their land with their own hands and blood," Hezbollah lawmaker Hassan Fadlallah said. Speaking to the group's Al-Manar television, "We want the state to play Israel," he added. Meanwhile, a Palestinian man was killed and 7 people were wounded by Israeli fire overnight, local health officials say yesterday, as thousands gathered in hopes of returning to the northern Gaza Strip under the fragile ceasefire. The U.S. and Colombia pulled back from the brink of a trade war on Sunday after the White House said the South American nations had agreed to accept military aircraft carrying deported migrants. U.S. President Donald Trump had threatened tariffs and sanctions on Colombia Japanese info earlier, refusing to accept military flights carrying deportees as part of his sweeping immigration crackdown. But in a statement late on Sunday, the White House said Colombia had agreed to accept the migrants after all, and Washington would not impose its threatened penalties. The government of Colombia has agreed to all of President Trump's terms, including the restricted, unrestricted acceptance of all illegal aliens from Colombia returned from the United States, including on U.S. military aircraft without limitations or delay, they say. Draft orders imposing tariffs and sanctions on Colombia would be held in reserve and not signed unless Colombia fails to honor this agreement, it added. Today's event make clear to the world that America is respected again. President Trump expects all other nations of the world to fully cooperate in accepting the deportations of their citizens illegally present in the United States, the White House statement said. In a statement late on Sunday, Colombian Foreign Minister Luis Gilberto Murillo said, "We have overcome the impasse with the U.S. government. The government of Colombia has the presidential plan ready to facilitate the return of Colombians who were going to arrive in the country this morning on deportation flights." The statement did not specifically say that the agreement included military flights, but it did not contradict the White House announcement. Murillo and Colombia's ambassador to the United States will travel to Washington in coming days to follow up on agreements that led to the exchange of diplomatic notes between the two governments, the Colombian statement added. Washington drafts measures not on hold include imposing 25% tariffs on all Colombian goods coming into the U.S., which would go up to 50% in 1 week, a travel ban and visa revocations on Colombian government officials, and emergency treasury, banking, and financial sanctions. Trump also threatened to direct enhanced border inspections of Colombian nationals and cargo. Ahead of the announcement of an agreement on the flights, a State Department spokesperson said the United States has suspended visa processing at the U.S. Embassy in Bogota. Colombia is the third largest U.S. trading partner in Latin America. The U.S. is Colombia's largest trading partner, largely due to a 2006 free trade agreement that generated $33.8 billion in two-way trade in 2023 and $1.6 billion U.S. trade surplus, according to U.S. Census Bureau data. Eleazar Zerwonka, Chief Investment Officer for Emerging Markets Americas at UBS Global Wealth Management, said Colombia relied on access to the U.S. market for about a third of its export, or about 4% of its GDP. Colombian President Gustavo Petro earlier condemned the military deportation flights and said he would never carry out a raid to return handcuffed Americans to the U.S. "We are the opposite of the Nazis," he wrote in a post on social media platform X. He also said that, however, that Colombia would welcome home deported migrants on civilian planes and offer his presidential plan to facilitate their dignified return. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.